2 years ago, once my close friend passed away from a sudden stroke. He was only in his early 30s. He was a good person, kind, talented, and very hardworking. He worked in design, and outside of work, his biggest passion was tea. He loved drinking tea, but one night, after working late, he went to sleep and never woke up again. When it happened, all of us, his family, his friends, were shocked. It was so sudden. I still remember the heavy silence at his funeral, everyone crying, everyone unable to believe it. Months later, I had a chance to sit down with his younger sister. I remember she said that if only I had spent more time with him, uh, talking and having tea together, maybe we could have shared more happy moments. When I heard her say that, it made me stop and think, why do we so often wait until the opportunity is gone before we realize what truly matters? Why do we wait until someone is no longer here before wishing we had spent more time with them? That one simple sentence changed me. Since then, I've thought about life and death differently. I think about it more often, not to be sad, but to remind myself that my time and the time of people around me is limited. When you truly realize that everything in life is temporary, the way you see the world begin to change. You start understanding that nothing lasts forever. Our success, our failures, our worries, and even the people and the moment we love. One that realization truly sinking. You stop holding on so tightly to the thing that used to upset you or weigh you down. The problem is that once feel huge begin to look much smaller. An argument, a mistake, or the stress of things beyond our control no longer seem worth carrying for so long. You realize that spending too much time worrying, complaining, or holding on to resentment only takes away from the limited time you have. Instead, your focus naturally shifts towards what really matters. You start valuing relationship more than possessions. You appreciate the people around you. Simple moments, a conversation with your parent, a laugh with a friend, quiet evening walk, or a peaceful cup of coffee begin to feel more meaningful than they once did. Perhaps the biggest change is that you become more present rather than constantly chasing the next goal or worrying about the future. You learn to appreciate the moment you're living right now because you realize that every moment is temporary and once it passes, it's gone forever. I even created a small practice for myself. From time to time, I ask myself a simple question. What if today was my last day alive? It's a question that sounds heavy at first, but for me, it's actually very freeing. It helps me cut through all the noise and focus on what truly matters. When I ask myself that question, the answer are often surprisingly simple. Maybe I would spend more time talking with my parents. Maybe I would call a friend I haven't spoken for a very long time, and I tell them that I miss them. Maybe I would forgive someone or apologize for something I've been avoiding. Maybe I would stop working for the while and take a walk in the park like this. What interesting is that whenever I discover the answers, I try to bring more of them into my everyday life. I don't wait for someone special. Don't wait for a special occasion. If calling a friend feel important, I call them. If spending time with my family matter, I make time for them. If I want to enjoy nature, I will go outside and do it. And strangely enough, the more I live this way, the happier I feel. I feel more alive, more connected, and more grateful. Life doesn't become perfect. Problems don't disappear, but I stop allowing small things to steal so much of my attention. Maybe that one of the greatest lessons we can learn is that not that life is short and short in a sad way. Maybe that's one of the greatest lessons we can learn, that not life is short in a sad way, but that life is precious because it's temporary. And when we truly understanding that, we stop mirroring existing and start living more intentionally, with more gratitude, more love, and more appreciation for every day we are given. The second thing I learned come from Eastern philosophy, especially Taoism. There is a symbol called the Yin circle. At first, it looks very simple. It's just a black and white shape, but the meaning behind it is much deeper. It reminds us that life is never just one thing. Everything exists in balance. Nothing is completely one side. There's light and there's darkness, strength and weakness, success and failure, life and death, and of course, happiness and suffering. For a long time, I used to think happiness was the final goal in life, something you work hard for and eventually reach. Then we can stay there forever. But um, over time, I started to realize that life doesn't really work that way. Happiness is not a place you arrive; it's something that moves with you. It comes and goes naturally, just like every other feeling. Some days you feel good, some days you feel tired or disappointed, and that doesn't mean something is wrong. It just means that you are a human. The problem is that we often spend so much energy trying to avoid anything uncomfortable, trying to make life smooth all the time. But suffering is not something separate from life, it's a part of it. In fact, without a bit of struggle, we wouldn't even understand what happiness is. If everything was easy, success would feel empty because there would be nothing to compare with this. Even even in relationship, the moments we appreciate most, the most are often the ones where we went through something difficult together. Because the moment makes the connection deeper and more real. It's a bit like music, where silence is just important as sound. Without pauses, there's no rhythm, no emotion, no meaning. In the same way, joy feels meaningful because it exists alongside difficulty. That's why I don't think we should spend our whole life trying to escape suffering. Of course, we should reduce unnecessary pain where we can, but we also need to accept that challenges are a normal part of being alive. And something interesting happens when we stop resisting everything that feels hard. We become calmer, more patient, and instead of constantly asking why something is happening to us, we start asking what we can learn from it. Often, though difficult moments end up teaching us things that stay with us for life. And even when life feels too comfortable or too easy, meaning doesn't disappear because we can still find it in work, in commitment, and in choosing challenges for ourselves. When we dedicate ourselves to something meaningful, we naturally go through pressure, tiredness, and doubts. And the moments are what like to call small struggles. They are not pointless suffering, but the kind of efforts that give value to what we are building. You notice it in simple things like how good rest feel after a long day, how food tastes better when you are truly hungry, or how special a holidays feel after months of hard work. It contrasts that makes experience rich. Without efforts, even good things can feel flat. That doesn't mean we should push ourselves to exhaustion or live in a constant state, because that's not balance either. The idea is not that suffering itself is good, but that meaningful efforts almost always come with some level discomfort, and that discomfort give depth to our life. So instead of running away from every challenge, we can learn to move with it, to accept it as a part of growth, while still remembering to rest and enjoy life. Because work is not just a duty or a way to achieve success. Because work is not just a duty or a way to achieve success, it can also be the path to meaning. If we approach in the right way, we can maybe the deeper truth is the happiness is not found by avoiding or struggle, but by learning how to live fully with it. The third thing I've learned is to love your imperfection. I think a lot of us grow up believing that we always need to become better, and in many ways that a good thing because growth is important. But over time, it's easy to turn into something heavier, where we start to feel like we are never quite enough as we are. We keep trying to fix ourselves, improve ourselves, reach a better version of who we think we should be. And in that process, we sometimes forget to actually live. The truth is, no one's perfect. Everyone carries something they don't talk about, or mistakes, quiet insecurity, regrets, or things they wish they had done differently. We all have parts of ourselves that feel unfinished, and that's just a part of being human. I used to think that happiness would come after I become better version of myself, after I saw all my weakness, or to feel more complete. But the more I experience life, the more I realize that there's no final version where everything is perfectly fixed, because there will always be something else to improve, something else to learn, something else we wish we did differently. And if we keep waiting for that perfect version before allowing ourselves to feel happy or at peace, then we might spend our whole life waiting. A lot of people get caught in this circle of constantly working on themselves, always trying to optimize, always trying to be more productive, more confident, more successful. And sometimes it comes from a good place, but sometimes it also comes from a quiet feeling that who they are right now is not enough. And without noticing it, they become so focused on improving themselves that they forget to enjoy their own life, forget to connect with people, forget just to be present. What I come to understand is that there's so core imperfection are not signs that something is wrong with us. They are the part of our story. They shape how we see the world. They teach us lessons, and they make us who we are. When we stop treating ourselves like a problem that need to be solved, you start to live with more ease, because you realize you can grow without rejecting yourself at the same time. You can work on just your weakness without hating yourself for having them. You can learn from your mistake without carrying them forever. And you can still move forward in life while accepting that you're already enough in the moment. And maybe that's what self love really is, not becoming perfect, but learning to live fully, even while you're still imperfect, still learning, still becoming. And in the end, people rarely remember us for being flawless. Anyway, they remember how we made them feel, the kindness we show, the way we show up, the moments we were real, and maybe that's more than enough. Okay, and that is for today videos. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. Take care of yourself, enjoy little moments, and I'll see you in the next video.